What's up, guys? Welcome back. I'm gonna do just a skin gut on this big mature doe I harvested tonight. Just see how quick I can get it done. I'm gonna let her hang tonight. It's gonna be 32 degrees, and then I'll come back out here in the morning and quarter her up, because I think it's supposed to get up to about 60 tomorrow. So I'll come back out here in the morning, I'll quarter her up and take the meat in the house and get it all cut up. But for it to get to 32 tonight, it sure feels pretty warm out here. I know it's not. I don't know if you can see that. Can't see it, but I'm blowing steam. It's cool out here, but I've been walking around trying to find the gut bucket and all that, so I got hot. Plus I have fleece thermals on underneath all this, so I got pretty warm. I'm gonna roll my sleeves up. I'm gonna see how fast I can knock the hide off this doe. Be using this Outdoor Edge razor light. Make sure y'all can see what I'm doing. Right now, I'm just going around the back hams. Oops. I don't like this little tripod. But right now, I'm just going around the back hams. Always cut up as you're going around. You don't cut the hairs bad, get less hair on your meat. Pretty good spot right here. What I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna swap the blade on this knife to a duller blade, one that I've used before, and use that to cut through the tailbone, so I'm not dulling that new sharp blade, because they dull super easy cutting through any type of bone or cartilage or anything like that. So all right, through the tail. I'm gonna crank her up a little bit. Swap the blade again for now. fast and easy. Clicks right in. Pull that little wad of hair off. Alright, now, let y'all see, this is her milk sac. She's about dried up, but I cut around it on each side. Well, daggone, I thought that was a sharp blade. Okay. Just try not to get in the way of the camera. Just cut around it on each side. Cut behind it. Be careful not to cut through to the guts. And then you can just cut that off. Throw it in the gut bucket. Okay. A little bit of hair, not bad. Not too bad. Pull that hair away from the ear. And you just go right under the skin. Get it started. And then usually you get it right there. She just glides all the way down through the neck. And I usually cut pretty far down to through the neck. Makes your life a lot easier once you get down here to the front shoulders. Go around right here at the knuckle, come up, connect it right here to this cut. And when you start cutting down, it just makes your life a lot easier when you already have it cut all the way down through the neck. All right, now at a point where I can just pull the hide off. Wow, that's kind of weird. I've never seen a deer like that. That's super weird. Her ham is shaped weird and it's not normal. Like the muscle grew weird here, and on this side, this part right here is, I don't know if y'all can see that, but the muscle is pulled apart. It's like torn right here. I've never seen that before. That's super weird. Wonder what happened. I got hit by a car or something. But that looks kind of fresh. And she didn't have a limp or anything. She walked fine. And when I shot, she ran about 20 yards and fell over. So, I don't know. Crank her up a little more. She's stiff. As you can see, her head and neck. I always like to cut right here under the ham where it connects to the paunch. There's a scent gland right there. And I try to cut as close to the ham as I can. I'll even cut just a little bit into it, just shave it to keep from getting that scent gland. Because you cut it, and anytime it touches anything, it's going to give it a bad taste. So I just stay away from it. I'll do the same thing on this side. Close as I can. All right. There. What we get? Gets hard to pull when it's slick fresh still. See the steam coming off of it. But all that hide, get you a better grip, and then you can pull it down. Do the same on this side. Alright, before I get the front legs completely covered up, you take this knife, go around right here at this knuckle. Completely cut through, stick your knife in under the hide, start your cut, and you can get in there, and you just kind of follow it up the knee, go in, and just turn it, and rip her on through, and she's a bleeder. One thing about it, I don't know if YouTube will take this down. Hopefully not, since I'm not big enough to make money yet. I don't get paid anything anyways. They can't demonetize me, but surely they won't just take it down. This is educational. They should allow stuff like this. People need to know how to do this. It's very important. Because if we're being honest, there's no meat better than fresh organic venison. Straight out of the woods or fields or whatever. This is some of the most healthy meat you can eat. It's super lean. It's good for you. And then I grab this piece right here, go down. It's the worst part. Should be wearing gloves, but I don't. Alright. Helps if you have two people, but I don't. I never really have. So I'm used to it. All right, that's one side done. This other side, do the same thing. Alright, we're down around the neck. Not gonna really do anything with any of that. So that's pretty much done. I'm still wondering about that ham, man. That is super weird. I'll show y'all up close. I don't know if y'all could really see it earlier. See how that is? And it's like torn, ripped. And that one is got a lot of sinew, tendon in it. It just grew weird. I don't know. Don't know what happened. Could be from a car or anything. But she walked fine, like I said. I don't know. One of those mysteries of the world. And a lot of people, when they go to bed, they take and they start right here and they come down. Then you have to fight with the ribs, getting through the rib cage to get the guts out. Some people hang them from the head. I don't like doing that. Just the anatomy, it throws the anatomy off for me. I've always done this, but I can see where that would be more convenient for gutting. But I don't do that, so this is how I do it. I start here, feel around. You can feel that piece of cartilage right here at the top of the rib cage. You just stick your fingers in there behind it. I take my 2 fingers, kind of spread them apart, stick the knife blade in there, get it started through that cartilage. And then I'm gonna put this dull blade back in to do this part, because I'll really ruin that blade with what I'm about to do. Okay, so get it through the cartilage. You still gotta be careful because the guts are still right there. But you just start. You just stick the knife in about a 1/2 inch or so, just enough through the ribs. Then you just rip her down through there. Split the rib cage. Some of them are really tough. Some of them goes really easy. Just depends. But you gotta be careful if you do this, because I have cut myself before. Definitely helps. God, I'm a little off center. That doesn't help. Kind of twist your knife a little bit every once in a while. That kind of helps pop it apart. Getting somewhere now. One more cut through the sternum part here, and that'll be it. There we go. We got it opened up now. Man, that bullet did some damage. I shot this deer with a Mossberg 270. I think I paid $150 for the gun, brand new, when I was 15 years old. Bought it from Academy. It just had a plain old cheap synthetic stock on it with a Weaver scope, a little 3x9x40 Weaver. Oh, excuse me. It was a BSA scope. That scope lasted about a year. Gave up on me. Started shooting all over the place. Scope wasn't any good anymore. It was just a fairly cheap scope. Well, it had to be super cheap to buy a rifle scope combo for 150 bucks. But anyways, I replaced that stock with a Boyd's thumb hole stock, simply because they were super nice. Good price. Very good price on them. I like the thumb hole. I can grab it like a pistol grip Pull it in super tight, hold super steady for a good shot, ethical shot. I shot several deer freehand with that gun. Just a great combination. Now that deer has been eating a lot of acorns. Yep, a lot of acorns. Put that in there. I like to open this on up, cut this off. I'll probably feed some of this to my dogs tomorrow. But that's pretty much it. A little bit of gut where the shot went through. It went through really good here. It's about 2 inches back from where I was really aiming, but then it came out just a little bit further back. She looked perfectly broadside, but I guess she was quartered a little bit. Sometimes it's hard to tell, but either way, it was a good shot. I don't have any gut on any of the meat, so fine with it. Take all this out. Before I started filming, I went ahead and went around the anus, all that stuff, prepped that so I could do that, pull it right out. And then get in there and air can flow through there, cool it off a lot more tonight. Oh, just gonna clean this up just a little bit. I normally go ahead and take these tenderloins out. I don't normally leave those in overnight because they kind of dry up a little bit, and I don't know, they're just not very good at keeping the moisture and stuff, and they kind of dry out. They're like jerky a little bit if you leave them in there in a cold night. But tonight, I'm kind of tired. I gotta go take a shower, get all this nastiness off of me. Got a lot to do. It's got to be 10 o'clock. So I think I'm gonna end it right here. I'm gonna leave the head and everything on it. But I'll show y'all how to quarter it up and all that tomorrow. I'm sure some of y'all would like to see that. Show y'all how I do it. Shoulders are the easiest part. They have nothing holding them but some muscle. So you just take your knife and go straight through there, take it right off. Ham, cut through here. You got a ball joint right here, ball joint here. Come down here on the back, come down, come follow that pelvic bone around, down through here to the spine. You feel right here, you got like a little bone, like a little hip bone right here. Stick your knife here, follow that around to the spine, and then you just cut through the ball joint on the front side, and then it's just meat, and you just cut through that, and then ham comes right off. But I'll show y'all that tomorrow. So I can get some of this hair off. And then for your back straps, I usually cut down the spine. I do it after I take the shoulders off because your back strap actually runs behind the shoulder blade all the way up into the neck. And when you follow that hip bone around here to the spine, then you connect to there, come down the spine on each side, and that's going to be the start of your tenderloin. It separates your, start of your back strap, separates from your ham, and then you can see right here, you can stick your finger in here and just kind of rip into that, like pull this fat and stuff away from the back strap. And I like to just kind of cut down along here, and then you can pull all of this top layer off of your back straps, and then you just got pretty much clean meat. You got a layer of silver skin on there. But that's it. That's easy to get off. When you get inside, you just cut through the center of the tenderloin, fillet it off, and then you flip it around, fillet the other half off, and that's it. But I just start up top here, start working my way down through there. A lot of times you get to a certain point, you can just pull it, and it'll pull out of the neck, where it comes down and it gets thin and turns, and it just kind of makes a little point, and it's like just fixed into the neck muscle. It'll just pull right out, and you'll have your full back strap. I've seen people, and I'm not criticizing really. Everybody can do it their own way. Everybody was taught different, but my way, I feel like, is the correct way. You get more meat and you get all the back strap. You don't leave anything. So lost what I was gonna say. Yeah, I'm blank. I don't know where I was going with that. But yeah, I just cut here, start working my way down, pull it out of the neck, and then you have a full length back strap, which is from here to here long, which is a pretty good back strap. But yeah, I did not know where I was going with that. But on the shoulders, do not use a saw. Do not use a saw at all on a deer. I don't like bone fragments on my meat, so I take them off at the joint with this knife. I'll go ahead and do the front shoulder right here, right now. I'll just go ahead and show you how easy it is. Just cut right here above this knee. Here, just cut right along there on that joint. We'll start to separate. Just kind of twist it a little bit, cut through that cartilage. Cut through there, there, there. Come up right here. It's kind of hard. And there's the front leg, and then when I take it off, I can just grab it right here on that bone and hold it, cut it off. And on your hams, you find this little, it's like a little knot right here, a little hump, and that is a camera's kind of low. I'll raise it up real quick. It's kind of hard to see, but right here, I don't know if y'all can see that, but right there is a little hump. If you come about an inch below that hump and you cut straight in, there is a joint right here. So I take, and right behind this tendon, where I got it hanging from, I'll cut straight through the meat all the way to the bone. And then I'll come down and I'll connect to that joint right there. And when I cut in, I cut straight into that joint and through it. And then that leg right there will just completely come right off of the ham. And then it's just got, you get a bone-in ham. And then when you get it, wherever you're gonna debone it or whatever. You can just, basically, when you lay it down, you got your ball joint here, and then you can basically tell how the muscles run. You can start it with your knife just a little bit, and it's just held together by this little thin connective tissue, and you can just pull them apart. I don't know about these because they're different. Never seen a ham grow that way, but I'm sure it's still gonna be basically the same. Just pull them apart. You have to cut a little bit, but for the most part, you can separate the muscles by hand. So that's that. This video went about 15 minutes or so longer than I expected, but I was doing a lot of talking and a lot of showing. I'm not saying I have the most perfect way of skinning, gutting, and quartering up a deer, but it works great for me. Normally, like if I'm not filming or anything, I'm just into it. I can skin, gut, completely quarter a deer and have it in the house or in an ice chest in about 15 minutes. 10 sometimes. Just make sure you're prepared before you start. If I'm like completely prepared, got my gut bucket ready, got all my knife blades, which I left my blades in the house, so all I had was this one that was semi-sharp and that one that was not very sharp at all. Then I had to find my extension cord to plug my light up, all that stuff. So, but I got all that done, and I turned the camera on. If I'd had more knife blades where I could just go and then swap them real quick and go, and I wasn't filming, 10 to 15 minutes, I could have had that deer completely done. But like I said, it's going to be 32 degrees tonight, so I want to let it hang. I like to let them hang for as long as possible. Sometimes I'll let them hang a week. If we got a week of cold weather where the highs don't get above 50, 48, stays under the shed in the shade all day. It really stays cool, and it's only going to get up to like 48 for, let's say, an hour or two, and then it's going to start dropping again. So the meat doesn't have time to get warm. It stays cold like it's in the refrigerator. So I'll let it hang a week, and the longer you let it hang, the more tender it's going to be, and the muscles relax. Like right now, steam's still coming off this deer. The muscles are still tense, and I try not to cut into my deer meat for 24 hours. I let my deer meat just relax for 24 hours. I know that sounds kind of weird, but believe me, it makes a huge difference than just cutting right into it, cutting it up, preparing it to eat. It's going to be a lot more chewy, and it's just more enjoyable when you wait. But that's if you can. I know a lot of people don't have that luxury. So if you have that luxury, do it. I highly recommend it. If not, do what you gotta do. Appreciate y'all watching. I'm gonna stop this for now. I'll bring y'all back in the morning when I quarter this deer up, and I'll show y'all exactly what I was talking about with the hams, taking the hams off, taking the legs off the hams, and taking your back straps out. And I'll show you how to get these tenderloins out of here and take the shoulders off, and that'll be a wrap. I'll take the meat inside, put it on my big cutting board, and cut it up the way I like to have it, and vacuum seal it and enjoy it later. But when I kill this deer tonight, I filmed majority of the hunt. Deer came out late, didn't think I'd be able to see it to get the shot on camera, so I didn't film it. Then after I after I shot the deer, I got back on the camera, was talking, and I turned the camera around to see if I could just see the deer that were still out there. It was 8 deer out there, and I still had 4 out there when I turned the camera around, and you could actually see them really well, which surprised me because my phone usually doesn't pick up that much light that late in the afternoon. It was like 5:20-ish, 5:25-ish maybe, somewhere in that range when I shot. And usually I'm getting out of the stand to quit hunting at 5:35. That's usually when I draw a line. I can't tell a buck from a doe really, and I have trouble seeing my crosshairs to make a good ethical shot. So usually climb out of the stand at 5:35. So anyway, I turned the camera around. You can see the deer really well, and surprised me because I couldn't see them that well with my naked eye. And I really regretted not showing the shot on film. I hate I missed it, but that stand just isn't very good for filming anyways. I have another phone mount with a clip on it. I'm gonna try to find it and use it only for that stand because that stand it's tiny. When I'm sitting in the chair, I got my back against the wall and my knees are literally this far from the wall in the front. It's just like a 3x3 circle. It looks like a can. We call it the can. And so I didn't get shot on film, but I mentioned in that video that I'd probably turn that hunt into a catch and cook. So I've decided I'm gonna take some of this meat and do a cook. I don't know, I said something about fajitas in the video, but I don't really know if that's what I'm gonna do or not. I got some mushrooms, and I may do something with some mushrooms, like saute some mushrooms and onions and put some deer meat in it, and I don't know, I'll think about it. There's a lot of different things I can do with that. So I'll surprise y'all. But this is gonna be a separate video from the hunt. So if you're watching this video, the hunt has already been posted and the catch and cook will be on there. So y'all be sure and check it out. Like and subscribe. I hope y'all enjoy this kind of stuff. I really like doing this type of stuff and showing it to y'all. I would like to help anybody any way I can. If you're new to this, I want to be as educational as I can and make sure you understand exactly what I'm doing. My videos may be a little longer than some, but I want to go into every little detail and make sure, you know, y'all are completely seeing and understanding what I'm doing. It'll make your life a whole lot easier, especially if you've never really done this before. So, but I love it. I love the outdoors, loved hunting fish, and in the hunt this afternoon, I mentioned I got a lot of fishing I want to do, some more hunting. I still got 4 deer tags left. We got 6 tags here in Northeast Louisiana. I think this is our 3rd year of no baiting due to CWD in the northern part of our parish. No cases have been found out here in my area, so I'm not too worried about it. But we're not allowed to feed anymore, which I don't mind. It doesn't bother me a bit. I tend to see more deer since we can't feed versus when we could. But we're allowed to plant food plots. I did plant wheat on all my spots, and these deer actually came out on the other side where we did not plant wheat, and they were just grazing around out in the field, which there's a lot of stuff growing out in the field for them to eat on. They're basically just a glorified goat. That's all a deer is. They will literally eat anything. So, but we planted wheat over there. It was directly in front of me, and these deer came out on my left. So, hopefully I can show y'all the rest of my stands. I know I say a lot, but I got several more stands. I just haven't been seeing any deer. And the deer that I have been seeing have been yearlings. They're just young deer, probably 60 pounds, 70 pounds at the most. And almost every one of them has been nubbing bucks. So I've just been watching them, and one afternoon, about a week ago, I was going to one of my stands I really love to hunt. I've killed a couple of my biggest deer out of that stand, and I passed by the stand that I was in today, and there was a small buck out in front of it. And I was like, well, you know, that's be a change of scenery, you know, and I'd like to go sit and watch him if he happens to come back out the next day. So I went the next day, got in the stand, and I had 2 yearlings come out. They went in. Then I had 3 more deer came out, 2 big does and a yearling. Then those deer came back out, a spike came out, and long story short, ended up having 24 deer come out in the field at one time. It was unreal. Like, I've never seen that many deer in that field ever. It was just a magical afternoon. It was just warm though. It was super hot, and it was hot that night. It's been hot for several days. Today's the first cool day we've had, and it's getting down to 32 tonight, be in the 60s tomorrow. So it's not gonna last. But I was super excited about tonight. We had the cool weather. Just thought, you know, I'm gonna see 20 more deer. Wrong. I saw 9. I saw 10 there yesterday, but all does and yearlings. And yesterday I happened to see 2 spikes. Today I believe one of them was a spike, but it was hard to tell. It was so late, but I'm pretty sure I saw 2 spikes about that long on one of them. So, but I'm gonna wrap this video up. I done went to 42 minutes, so I hope y'all enjoyed, and I guess I'll continue this tomorrow. I may make a separate video of cording them up since this one has gone so long. But I appreciate y'all. Like and subscribe. I'll take all the support I can get. Peace.